Salutations, crustaceans! I'm Lobster, and I am here with a special guest, Brian Kelly, to show off a very special Stingray. Let's check it out. This is a Stingray. Not just any Stingray. It is lovingly known as the Shitray. And it is our friend Brian Kelly's personal bass. This thing is quite interesting, and it has a lot of very unique features that you normally don't see on a Stingray. But before we get into that, let's go over the basic specs of this bass. This features a premium hardwood, probably an ash body, paired to a maple neck and maple fingerboard. We have 21 frets at a 34-inch scale, and a typical 41.3 millimeter nut width on this Stingray neck. This is a custom model, back when you can order custom finishes and stuff.
It's a white sparkle.
It's a white sparkle, and we have a matching headstock up there as well. For the electronics, Brian, why don't you explain what's going on here?
Well, I was a teenager when I first got this bass, and I immediately took out the stock humbucker and put it in a Bartolini triple coil with a Bartolini preamp. And after 18 years of playing that as hard as possible, the pickup looked like it had been melted. The cover physically looked like it was melted. And I got a deal on a Multicoil Eastern European no-name pickup, and my buddy Nuno over in England built a preamp for it. So we have it almost is, it's similar to a Wall MK2 in that it's a filter-based multi-coil, but with an active passive switch, so you can go right back to the classic Stingray vibe if you wanted to. It's just lots of bootleg stuff, and then something official by Nuno, Lusithand devices.
For those of you who don't know, Lusithand Devices has been featured on this channel more than once with their NFP preamp. We've had a jazz bass with them, our fretless jazz, and we've also done a jazz bass preamp guide where we showed off the double NFP filter-based preamp that we put in a jazz bass in a Sire V3. That came out really nice as well. So what we have, again, is a multi-coil pickup from who knows where, a NFP filter, and a volume and tone control. Now, another thing you may be noticing is this bridge here. This is a Kahler Trem, and tell me about where that came from.
It came off of a Carl Thompson bass. My friend Rich, who was over in Texas, had one of his many CTs that he's owned over the years. He got frustrated with the bridge itself and said, hey, this is going to be trash, even though it's a very expensive piece of hardware. So I was just the first one to say, sure. And it was over at my buddy, the bass itself was at my buddy Rick's house in near Pittsburgh, who Rick is Beardley Customs. You've probably also seen on the channel. So I had the Trem shipped out there, and on a whim, I decided to just cut some giant holes into my beloved bass.
As you can see here, it is pretty crazy down at the bridge. And then around back,
yeah,
we have an 18-volt preamp, the original cavity filled in to accommodate the Trem and the Trem route.
Yeah, those are two super glued together. What's nice, too, is that completely made the drop tuner up here useless. So there's a really nice hip shot drop tuner right on the E string there. And now it's just completely useless because it won't hold any tuning whatsoever. You can do some neat bendy stuff, but nothing that the Trem can't do on its own.
Speaking of how it sounds, why don't we show them? You guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand will turn back to normal.
Kids.
Thanks.
Hey, hey kids, look, it's Mark Hamill.
Ha! Oh man, the Trem is appropriate for any situation, am I right?
Yeah, you need it. Lewis Johnson is turning over in his grave.
Yeah, so this Trem is very, very interesting. And as we mentioned before, we have the Lusithand NFP filter-based preamp. Let's go through a few of the tones right now. Everything is at 100%.
Is that with the gain boost on, or?
I think the gain boost is off here.
On.
There's the gain boost on. Let's go through the tones again. You can get very dubby tones too. You know what? We're going to try this with a pick. This is not our typical felt pick. This is just a Music Store Live pick from MusicStoreLive.com.
Sacrilege.
Thanks for the pick, guys.
Is that the tone knob still works with the filter.
I'm so bad with a pick.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the bass still sounds good.
Yeah.
The idea behind it was once I got the filter installed, I was like, this is really filtery, and that's all it did. So then I asked Nuno, I was like, how do I possibly wire up a passive circuit to go along with this? And he wrote a schematic, and the only thing I really needed to get was an old jazz bass vintage orange drop capacitor. So I really wanted to keep that old vibey 70s Stingray style tone that just is the classic funk tone. That's why I got the bass in the first place, because I love those old slap tones.
Speaking of the bypass, let's see what it sounds like bypassed, and we'll play through the tone control just a little bit. So here's the tone up at 100%, the NFP filter bypass.
I'm an idiot.
And with that, there's the video.
Good old Shitray.
So here are my final thoughts on the Shitray. It's pretty neat. I don't know what you were thinking when you made this, but I'm glad it is here.
I'm really appreciative that you put it in front of the nicest Stingray I've ever seen, which is the beautiful BFR pink champagne with roasted everything. This looks like it's roasted. It's just really dirty. I don't know if you can get a shot of where the headstock is actually clean. It's not supposed to be like that. This is just, it's been so abused. I remember Rick took off the pick guard and there was like liquid underneath it. I don't know what it was from. It was like oils or something. It was just, yeah. But it does this.
That's the funk.
Yeah, it's just, that's a lot of funk. Yeah, look, I'm cool. But, I mean, it does sound great. I've had people say, like, how do I make the bass sound like that? And I'll show them the exact schematics with the exact same capacitor and the same wiring and same equipment. And it's just, this has its own little special funk to it, I guess. I love it. My gift to myself for graduating high school. It took 6 months to build from the Ernie Ball factory when you could go on their old website and actually pick options. And they would have this little custom shop option. And it'd be like, do I want white or white sparkle? And it'd be like, it's $100 more. And you hit that button.
Well, there we go. So thank you everyone for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Shitray. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Shitray, and say hi to Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Bye, Brian.
See ya.
And as always, until we groove again.